Good afternoon, and congratulations to the Johns Hopkins University Center for Gun Policy and Research on an extraordinary 25 years. When the center was founded in 1995, the United States was reeling from historic levels of gun violence. Just 2 years earlier, 18,253 people had died of firearm-related homicides, a historic peak. What made the center stand apart was how it approached rampant gun violence in the United States, not as a war to be fought, but as a public health crisis to be managed with sound data and deeply reasoned public policy analysis, propelled by the knowledge that underlying these data are human lives. In the years since, the center has never ceased to embody this charge, continuing to be a vital source of clear-eyed insight into one of the most highly charged issues our nation faces, both in times of hope as well as in times of unbearable tragedy. I had a chance to see this up close in January 2013, when the center pulled together in record time a sweeping 2-day summit that gathered experts from around the world to propose policies to reduce gun violence. Held exactly 1 month after the horrific shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, the conference and the book that emerged from it, which landed on every single member of Congress's desk, helped strengthen gun control laws in multiple states, making clear that the center's unique blend of data-driven analysis and profound humanity can drive change. Today, the mission and the work of the center remain as critical as ever, whether here in Baltimore, where the center remains a resource for city leaders implementing research-based, effective and focused violence reduction programs, or in communities around the country, and indeed the world. To Daniel, Cassandra, and all those affiliated with the center, thank you truly for your quarter century of life-saving work.
We have come a long way, yet you continue to deal with the social and political forces that make your work particularly challenging. To your credit and success, you have always brought science and evidence to the debate. Through its work over the past quarter of a century, the center has defined gun violence as a public health problem. Now, this seems obvious to us now, but it took pioneers like Steve Terrett, Dan Webster, Jan Vernick, and many others to change how we think about gun violence and demonstrate what can be done by thoughtful application of public health principles to the problem. And along the way, you have trained dozens of the researchers and practitioners who are now leaders in the field.
Congratulations to the Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Policy and Research. 25 years. Wow. I remember back when you were still an adolescent, helping to guide a young health commissioner to figure out how to tackle gun violence in Baltimore, leading to the Safe Streets program that we know today. I also remember when you were a young adult, guiding Maryland in the wake of the Sandy Hook shooting to a gun licensing law that has been very important for the state. Now you're 25, in the prime of your youth, able to do great things. The first water-wheeled turbine was invented by a 25-year-old. The first 4-minute mile was run by a 25-year-old. I could be wrong, but I think Charles Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic by himself for the first time when he was 25. Now you have a great team, a great set of partners, the right public health goal, and a world that needs you. Happy birthday.
Your work over the last 25 years has informed policies, implemented and evaluated community-based violence prevention programs. You've advised government officials, advocated for safety of our schools and communities, from Safe Streets here in Baltimore to the Violence Prevention Program in New York, from modeling to evaluation, from congressional testimonies to teaching and mentorship, from practice and research. You have been there. This work is not easy, yet you persist. You are our champions.
Our foundation has supported and learned from the center since its earliest days. In fact, during a quick search, I realized that our first grants were way back in 1993 and 1994, when it was certainly not common to think of gun violence as a public health issue. Now, of course, that view is taken for granted. With the dedication and great leadership of Daniel Webster, the center can take credit for building the field, for training young scholars, providing clear and relevant information to policymakers, advocates, and to funders. The center has never rested. It always sought ways to expand and to tackle new issues. For example, research on how to use technology to reduce gun violence, to better understanding the views of gun owners on policy issues, and the critical importance of including community and neighborhood voices in the policymaking process. Most recently, Joyce has supported the center's seminal studies on the effectiveness of state background checks and the impact of permit to purchase on their effectiveness. It is with great respect that I convey, on behalf of the entire Joyce Foundation, our congratulations on this milestone event.